Good morning, happy Tuesday, ScanNCut day. It's exciting, isn't it? Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. I've got a good team with me. Well, I've always got a good team with me. But today on cameras, Ethan, you need to sort those hands out, love. They look really sore. They're not getting any better, are they? They're red raw. I know. It makes me smile, that's why I do it. We've got Andrew producing this morning.
Howdy ho.
Oh, wide awake this morning. And you've got me for the 3 hours today, so 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. We're going to go right back to basics. We're going to talk about the deal that we've got on the 1200, and we're going to do some work with the brand new download from Tattered Lace and in the studio. So we're going to have a good day today. We're going to do lots of fun stuff. Right, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. You can watch us on YouTube, so you can put us on your TV. You can also watch us on Facebook, Instagram, and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop with us on either Facebook or Instagram, we're going to show you a product, and that product will have a code. And all you need to do to purchase that is type shop and then the code into the comments underneath the video. In fact, if you look at your screen right now,
Let's come in. There's hollyhocks.
there you go. The words that are in bold, that's what you're going to type in, okay? So super, super easy to shop. That will automatically pop it into a basket for you. Now then, we're going to then send you a direct message, and in that message you will find a link. So to check out, you're going to click that link, and that will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where I need you to log into your account so that all your club discounts apply. And then you can check out. Now, if you're brand new to us today, welcome. Welcome to the family. Let us know in the comments if you're brand new, because people will make you feel very, very welcome, as will we. But we have a club here at Highlight Crafts called Club Highlight. And when you open an account with us, you automatically and for free become a member of that club, which is brilliant. But what does it mean? Well, it means that you will get extra discount on every single order that you place with us. Every one, not just the first one, all of them. Then we're also going to give you loyalty points back for every single £1 that you spend with us, which you can save up and use against a bigger purchase, or you can use it to knock a bit of money off as you go along, which is always good, right? So you're going to get loyalty points. And then if your basket spend after discounts comes to £35 or more, we're going to pay postage for you as well. So it's all the good reasons of having a club and none of the negatives like the fees. None of that, which is great, isn't it? Now, if you would prefer to shop with us on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com, you can also do that. So simply pop on over there, click watch live, press play, and as soon as that show starts to stream, all the items will appear down the right hand side of your screen. You then select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they'll go into a little red shopping bag that will appear at the top of your screen. When you're ready to log in and check out, click on that bag and that will take you through that process. Now, if you'd like a little reminder before our shows begin, just type the word live into the comments underneath the video, and that will give us permission to send you notifications. Just get a little ping on your phone before we're due to go live, so you don't miss any of the deals. And another way of not missing out, especially in the summer, if you're going out for the day, you're looking after grandchildren while they're off school, whatever it is you're doing, you can shop ahead from midnight, and that opens up all the deals on all the shows, so you can absolutely shop ahead. Right, shall we get stuck in? Let's have a look at these. So I know we've brought you this quite a lot recently, but I have a plan. Whether it'll come to fruition or not, I don't know, but I have a plan. So I wanted to bring back the cracker gift box and the cracker itself, because we've also bringing you today the tattered lace designs. Now, I think that these cut into the panels, because you can make them fit perfectly, will be absolutely fabulous. So I have a plan. We're going to focus on reflections in this hour, because I know we've got a lot of people. Oh, I need to go a bit like that, don't I? A lot of people who've just bought ScanNCuts. In fact, we have none of the tattered lace machines left in the building. So we're now on to the SDX 1200. But I want to go right back to basics. But later on, I'm going to show you how to put these apertures into these, and then we might create like a little, like a mood lighting later on as well. We'll have a look at that. Right, so first of all, if you want the cracker gift box, this is shop box, there you go, and it's $8.99, which is a great price. If you would like the cracker to go along with it, and this is different to the one that we did last year, this is 2025 cracker with the lovely scallops across there. You can have that one as well for $8.99 shop scallop. Okay, so you've got those two that are your construction pieces. Now then, we can play around with that and start to decorate them up. And what we're trying to do here at Highlight Crafts is just bring you one or two new elements that you can add into what you've already got, which is super. So, talking of that, Silent Nightfall. As soon as this, so when you come into Highlight Crafts, there's a little reception, and then you walk into the creative space. And on the left-hand side, as you walk in, there's a big magnetic boards, and all the print-offs for all the shows go on those boards so creative can see what's coming up. As soon as this appeared, I went, oh, that's lovely. Please tell me we're doing it as SVG files. And of course we did. But an SVG file is not just for cutting. You can draw them. You can foil them. You can emboss them. Imagine these on parchment. We might have to do that. These on parchment would look absolutely spectacular. But they could be your gift tags. They could be on your gift bags. You could be decorating your presents with them. They could be on your cards, on your cracker boxes, on your crackers, cutlery wraps, all that kind of different kind of thing. But this artwork is absolutely beautiful. So you're going to get the Advent Angel. You're also going to get the Merry Lantern. You're going to get Over the Edge Hearth and Heritage. You're going to get Over the Edge Winter's Glow, Over the Edge Yuletide Chimes, and Wintertide Saint, which is absolutely, I love that. Absolutely love that. I think it's fantastic. So all 6 of those. Now then, we do it slightly differently with SVG files because we give them to you in the size that they are, but of course you can scale them up. Some of them you could scale down. I won't go much smaller because that ScanNCut needs a 3mm turning point. But if you're drawing them, foiling them or embossing them, absolutely, you can go smaller. You also get the outside edges as a separate piece, so we can overlap that and make it into a shaped card so it cuts into the edge of the card, but you can also cut them into your cardstock. When you buy in SVG files from us here at Highlight Crafts, you have so much scope because we don't do what they call compounding the shape. If you compound the shape, it means basically that it digitally punches all that white work there through that navy blue and it makes it into one file. If we did that, you wouldn't be able to isolate just that flower or isolate just the hat, whereas you can when you buy SVG files from us. So it's a great way, great opportunity to get some brand new files for Christmas. I actually think a tree just decorated in these in white and glittered would look absolutely amazing. So if you want that one, it is Shop Night and it's $14.99. You're also going to get, no, there's no detail lines. No, there's no detail lines, but I'm going to show you later on how to remove the detail lines, because if you do want to divide it and weld it, you need to be able to do that. So I'm going to show you that later on as well. Right, next one. This is lovely. Now then, there's a bit of story behind this one. This one launched on Sunday. Came to do the shows yesterday morning. All gone. But not SVG files because they're digital. So you can have these and the artwork as soon as you paid for it and checked out. You can be crafting with this today. How cool is that? Now on this one, we do give you those 3 different sizes. So you always get the original. In this case, you're going to get a smaller version and a larger version. And you will also get all of your artwork. So you'll get all of those printables ready for you to scan in and cut out the cutting files. You also get the reverse of all that artwork, so you can do them back to back, which is super cool. So if you want to put them inside a bauble or inside a little dome or a cloche or a shaker card, you can do that as well, which is cool. Then we give you all the detailed designs. And look at the amount of detail that you are getting with these. This is really, really quite extraordinary. And their little faces are super cute, but they're not twee. Does that make sense? I would love a Christmas card with these on. I think they're really special. So you can foil, you can use that file over that file and foil it if that's what you want to do, which is super, super cool. So you're going to get Fred, you're also going to get Jeffrey, and you're going to get Leonard down here at the bottom. Plus, you're also getting their little accessories. Now that, as a ScanNCut user, is going to be absolutely invaluable because you're going to use it over and over and over again, which is brilliant. So if you want all of those files, plus the Minecraft Studio, now then, this is fabulous. If you love colouring in or your pyrography, this is going to look absolutely spectacular. Look at the detail that is in here. Your string of little lights, which you've also got as a cutting file. Your star, which you've also got as a cutting file. They're just fabulous. So those are your digistamps. You then get your reflections artwork for your dies, but that's not relevant to us. But you do get this other colourway, which I rather like. I think they've chosen a really lovely, almost like a purpley blue in this one. It's very pretty. Then you're going to get all your little characters. Now remember, you could create a wreath in Minecraft Studio and then cut it out on your ScanNCut. So Minecraft Studio and ScanNCut go perfectly hand in hand together. So you're getting all of that artwork and then you're getting these scenes. How glorious are these? And you could use these with any of your characters that we've brought you. You know, these are absolutely stunning. I love the fact that we've replicated the lights within the trees, so then your holly down here with your berries, so everything just coordinates perfectly together. Then, last but by no means least, oh, look at these backgrounds. These are lovely, aren't they? With that very soft foliage and berry texture in the background. Those embossed would look absolutely stunning, wouldn't they, with the embossing function on Minecraft Studio. Right, my lovelies, if you want all of that, it is Shop Digital and it's $14.99. That's the best, honestly. This is why I strive to get people to buy a ScanNCut, because the money that you save long term, yes, it's an investment at the beginning, nobody's denying that, but the money that you save long term on buying dies versus buying SVG files is second to none. I just want to show you a few of these cards that our lovely team, this one is by our Lou Patton, have done with this. So she's taken that, created an edge and then slotted it back into place. Can you see there? Isn't that lovely? Now you could have cut this outside with construction weight acetate and you could have that as a band going around the card if you want to. And then this is from One of the Tattered Lace. This one, which is your lovely lantern. How pretty is that? Now some of these are done with dies and some of them are done with SVG files, but just to give you an idea of what you could be making. How lovely is that with the sparkle? Isn't that pretty? And then that holographic card behind. Look how that just makes it shimmer and shine. Then look at this. This was my thought when I saw this artwork. Look how beautiful that is. So a really simple card to make. And then you've got your little angel that's just going to spin in the centre. How gorgeous is she? Then we've got our lovely moon again. Isn't he fabulous with his Santa hat on and his little star? We've got different ones here as well, just matting and layering them up, cutting the aperture into the card and then putting that cut back inside. Really, really, really lovely artwork. So if you want those, you've got your codes. Andrew will put those on the screen for you as we go along. Right, now then, I'm going to talk glitter card next, because this sold out last week and we've managed to get you some more, which is perfect for your Silent Nightfall. This is one of the prettiest colour stories I think we've ever done with glitter card, or I've ever seen with glitter card. Now normally I'd be going, no, glitter card needs ScanNCut, please don't, because if you get any glitter inside the mechanisms in that machine, you might be in trouble. We don't want that. But this, my friends, is completely and utterly non-shed. Nothing on there at all. Nothing at all. Now you're going to get 10 sheets of these. So you've got your greens going into your lovely rose, your gold, your blues into your silvers, your soft dusky rose, more of a mauve colour, champagne, and a very soft icy blue. That'd be lovely for your snowflakes. So if you want that, It's shop shed, which is ironic, isn't it? Because it doesn't shed. $9.99. Right, now then, we don't have very many of these left, but I wanted to bring you this because we found some in the warehouse and I thought, oh, this would be rather lovely, wouldn't it? Out of your vinyl for Christmas as well. So we have two different ones for you. The first one here is Shop
Starlight, that one.
Shop Starlight, that's the one. And you're going to get all of these. Now, these are 12 inches by 10 inches, so they're bigger than your average A4. In fact, I'm going to do this, Ethan. I'm going to put them right the way along this counter like this so that you can see all of these amazing colours. And then I'll get Ethan to pan right across them. Look, we're still going. Look at all this lot. This is brilliant. One more up here. Right, Ethan, and get you to get your steps in today. Look at this lot. How fabulous is this? Bright and funky. If you want to decorate water bottles, mugs, if you want to go on to things like your home decor or your acrylic work, all of that kind of thing. Now, we've only got 3 sets of this, so if you want it, you need to be grabbing it now. Shop Starlight. And remember, if you've got that vinyl blade from Brother, that will kiss cut this, so it'll just cut the top layer and leave the backing in place for you. But for kids, for you, mobile phone cases, laptop cases, all that kind of thing, you're going to get all of that little lot. Shop Starlight, $17.99. Now we have another one, which is our Galaxy. We've got a few more of this, but not a lot. Look at that. If I was a kid, that would have been all over my skateboard and all over my bike, because it's fabulous, isn't it? And then you've got this one that looks like paint splats, which is great. You've then got the dark one. This would be good for Halloween. What is it with orange, green and purple? As soon as I see it, it's like, oh, that's Halloween. Then you've got the red and purple in there. This is lovely. Look at that. How fabulous is that? Imagine, so your grandchildren or your children sign their name, you scan it in, you create a cutting file, you cut it out of that and you put it on the water bottle for the new term. How fabulous is that? Oh, we're doing a win word.
I asked them what word they wanted to use. We've gone with
hedgehog. Brilliant. Hedgehog. Type hedgehog in. And then you've gotten these two as well. So a great opportunity. Like I said, we haven't got a lot of these left. So if you want it, please pop it into your basket and get that basket checked out. Right, Mylar next. Now imagine these as your stencils. How fabulous is that going to be? Now then you could do your wrapping paper, because if you've created a stencil, you can stencil through it onto regular craft paper, just your regular craft card, because it's recyclable. That's the thing. And then you've got your ability to make the gift wrap match the card, match the gift bag, match all of it, which is brilliant, isn't it? Now we sell here at Highlight Crafts Mylar, and we do Mylar for different reasons. We do some for cutting on the laser, which is slightly thicker, and then we do this, which is 190 micron. So the reason I chose this one is because if you put your cutter mount on 0.5 mil, so you set that blade depth, basically, it will cut that in one pass. Now, when you're looking at these files, you probably get 3 or 4 on each one of those, but of course you can make them bigger, which is why we'll bring you 12 by 12 Mylar. So if you want that, you're getting 10 sheets, so it's costing you £1.49 before you discount to cut your own stencils. The best thing about cutting your own stencils is that all the bits that come out you can keep, because they will work as your masks. So if you wanted to do the hat in red and then the fur in white, and you wanted to do the rest of it in a different colour, you can do that, because you can isolate areas, which is super cool. The other thing I thought would be lovely with this was paper piecing it back in. That would be stunning as well. We might see if we can get some of that done for you for later on. Right, next, scraper. Now, if you've just bought a ScanNCut, this is the one thing that I would absolutely say you need. And the reason for that is it's brilliant for burnishing your card down, but it's also really, really good for getting things off your mat and cleaning your mat. Shop Scraper.
I'm just adding it to the show.
Oh, it's not added onto the show. Andrew's just adding it for you. We'll get that sorted out. Right, universal pen holder.
That is on the show.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Now, this is a really clever little tool. So it comes in 2 parts. as you can see there on the front of the packaging. So the part that's at the front goes into the pot. Sold out of scrapers.
We'll put an order in.
We will put an order in. That's definitely on the list. Right, so the front part that's on here goes inside the piece that's at the back of the picture. So you put that in there, you then drop a pen in, you lift the grey little, what's the word, ring, if you like, and tighten it, because there's little teeth in there, until it locks in place. Now you can put any pen in up to the size of an ultra fine Sharpie, not a regular Sharpie, an ultra fine Sharpie, and then it will draw for you. It'll also colour in and fill in. And we're going to use this a little bit later on when we come to do our sentiments for our cards that we're going to do. So if you want this, it is shop holder, it's $21.47. It gives you the ability to be able to draw with your ScanNCut, which is fabulous. And then if I turn it round to the back, you can see there's a little guide there showing you the maximum width. But if you're going to tape it, because you can wrap masking tape around it to make it fit into the holder, then you'll tape it at those 2 points. It's brilliant, and it just gives you that ability to be able to draw and colour and do all those fabulous things that we do. And speaking of drawing and colouring, look what we've got back in stock. Yes, are you kidding me?
I think we've been buying it before the show. We had loads last night.
We've got one. Are you sure the stock's been loaded?
Yeah, it was loaded last night. I'll put a message in.
Right, I'm going to show you anyway. Because that one person needs to see what they're buying, right? Shop Pen is going to get you this little lot for $29.99. Right, I've got a little bit of card here. Let's have a look at a few of these pens and seeing what you're getting. Oh, now, oh, listen to this, listen. Exactly. You're going, I can't hear anything. I know. How many pens have you bought that are scratchy? And they're horrible when you put them down onto your card. So you're getting 48 pens in total. So you're getting 8 of like the chalky finish. We'll do them all in lilac so you can see the different ones. You're getting these, which are your metallics. So you get metallics in there. You're also going to get neons, I'm going to say. Let's do this colour. Oh, yeah, nice. Look at that.
Do they fit in the universal pen holder?
Yes, absolutely. You'll need to tape them, but yes, absolutely. I'll show you that later on. And then also, you've got your, I'm going to say glitter ones. Yeah, glittery, sparkly ones. These are going to be absolutely fabulous. But the flow on these is lovely. You see the glitter in there? Look, it sparkles and shimmers. Isn't that pretty? 48 of them. Shop Pen, $29.99. Oh, gone.
And checked out.
And checked out. Well done. Blinking heck. It's a good job I know the ScanNCut inside out, isn't it? Otherwise we'd have nothing to show you. Right, vinyl now then. We have got the vinyl starter kit on order with a brother. As soon as it comes in, we were singing from the rooftops because we brought in last week and it's, not last week, week before, and it's sold out. But if you go to our website, highlightcrafts.com, and you go onto the product, so search Brother Vinyl Starter Kit, you can then ask to be notified when it comes back in stock so you don't miss out, which is great, right? We're doing that with quite a few of our products at the moment. There's quite a few of you doing that because then at least you know that you're on the wait list, right? But in the meantime, your vinyl, now you can cut this vinyl with your dies. As long as you've got a metal shim with your die cutting machine, you can cut this with your dies, but it also works brilliantly with your ScanNCut. Now look how fabulous this looks. So you're getting a glossy white, a gold mirror that is literally like a mirror, and then also matte black. Now contents will vary slightly, but our lovely team, our team of ninjas in the warehouse, have been specifically asked to give you a good variety. So you will get some specialist ones in here. Look at all this lot that you're getting. Now, because you've got a scanner in your machine, you don't need to guess where you've been because you can scan it in and you can use every little last millimetre of that vinyl, even if it's just for cutting out those tiny, tiny snowflakes and doing your own nail art at the end when you've used all the bits. Just cut those out and you can use that as well. Shop Self, you've got a £5 saving on this one, which is great. Shop Self, $24.99. Thank you, Andrew. Oh, got an iPad. Don't forget to type the word in hedgehog. Let's say good morning to some of you, shall we? Good morning to Karen. Morning, Karen. June's with us. Wendy, Mandy. Do the pens fit? Yes, they do fit the universal pen holder. Jojo, good morning from sunny Mallorca. Oh, nice, Jojo. Last day of the holidays. Mallorca's lovely, isn't it? It's beautiful. Marina. Marina, if you're waiting for the small universal pen holder to come back in stock, go and put your email in, buy the product, and we can notify you as soon as it comes in. Scraper is an amazing tool, couldn't do without it. Good. Doreen's with us, Julie, Janet, we've got Lorraine with us this morning, Dawny, Christine A. Hi all, not too much damage from yesterday's wind and rain, although hubby had to stop combining. Oh, yeah, okay, not happy. Yeah, I bet it wasn't. That's a job and a half, isn't it? I wanted to ask Mel to show us how to do the detail cuts on the hollyhocks. I managed, but it wasn't completely lined up. Thank you. Okay, we'll have a look at that later on, Christine. Andrew, will you remind me? Because I will forget. Morning to Glynis. Also morning to Faye. Audrey, we've got with us. Linda Mac. Hi Mel, how do we cut over the edge on our cards using the SVG files? I can show you that later on as well. What word should we use for the giveaway this morning? Oh, that's Andrew's question. Hedgehog. That's a good one, isn't it? Thank you to all of you for joining me this morning. It's lovely to have your company. Right, Matt's next. And then we'll get into some demos, I think. So, Shop Low is going to get you the low tack mat from Brother. Now, I know that these mats don't last long enough. We know that. I tell them all the time, and there is nothing they can do to make it better. Because if they make them too sticky, you can't get the card off. If they don't make them sticky enough, I'm probably the loudest voice that goes, what's going on? So I went to them and went, can we retack our mats? Not sure about that, Mel. Why not? Because nobody will buy the mats. So nobody's using the machines because the mats aren't sticky enough. They're like, all right, fair point. So more often than not now, I'll just buy a low tack mat and retack it to the level of glue that I want it to be. Also, the stencil glue is different to the adhesive that's on here. This is sticky. The stencil glue is tacky. And it's a big difference. If you've ever retacked a mat, you'll know what I mean. So if you want the low tack one, so you can retack it to where you want it to be, Shop Low will get you that one for $24.75. If you want the standard one, which has the slightly stronger adhesive on it, that is Shop Standard, and that is also $24.75 for you. Right, shall we come and cut some reflections out and have a little play? Just one thing I need to mention before we get started. The 5th ScanNCut class is available. This is the one that we filmed last week. And these, instead of giving you SVG files this month, we've given you background papers because you're going to make a word book and you need something to decorate it with. And we thought that these would be fabulous. And remember last week how I showed you how you can foil on a patterned paper? Then these are going to be absolutely fabulous with that technique, aren't they? Right, so let's start with our hollyhocks, because I love this artwork. I think it's fabulous. And I've got several different ones here. So I thought we could start with Fred, and I'll show you how the reverse reflections work. And then we'll work our way through these characters as we go through the shows. Oh no. Where's my scraper? Thank goodness for that. Thought I'd left my scraper. That was going to be a disaster. Ethan was coming on air. It's like that, not in a million years am I going in front of that camera. Right, so let's cut Fred. Sounds bad, doesn't it? Right, let's align this in the corner. Now, when you're printing your reflections, I'm going to start right at the beginning, okay? So imagine you've never seen a reflection before. Reflections is our coloured artwork. So way back when dies first started to appear, you would have cut this out of several different colours of card, and then you would have spent your time snipping into it and paper piecing it all up. And then Stephanie said, you know what, why don't we do artwork that goes along with the ties? And that was with Tattered Lace, and Charisma was born. And then we worked out how to do it for ScanNCut, and that for me was an absolute game changer, because I used to walk into the studios and be really envious of die cutters because they had this beautiful artwork and we didn't have it. Well, now we have. So you print this off, so you'll get this as part of your digital download. So you'll get two different files. One that is SVG files, they're your vectors, they're the ones that you're going to cut on your ScanNCut. And then you also get your reflections artwork, okay? So you put your USB or whatever you put them in, you print them off. When you're printing them off, please make sure that you're printing at actual size or 100%. Now then, it's a little bit different than if you're a die cutter. If you forget, it really doesn't matter because all you do is make the rectangle and the artwork inside it, group it together, then you measure the height of this and you just adjust that cutting file to fit. So you haven't wasted it if you don't get it right first time, but actual size or 100% will get you to where you need to be. Now you'll notice on the bottom, it's got Hollyhocks here, which is the name of the collection, and then it's got the character, which is Fred. Okay, so you've got those on there. If there's a difference in size, so this is the original, if it says small or large, you will use the appropriate cutting file for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to scan this in and we're going to cut it out. Now we're not scanning in for the machine to be able to see the outside edge, because what you'll notice is we put a bleed around the outside edge, which means we extend the ink out. So if you don't get it bang on accurate, it really, really doesn't matter. I've put my files onto a USB. So from the main screen here, we're going to retrieve the information from the USB. We're going to go into Hollyhocks. We want Fred. We want the original size. So you've got your detail cuts, your matte cuts, and your reflection cuts. So we click on reflection cuts. We want the original because there's no other size on there. You've got your reflection cut and your decoupage layers. So if we go into the reflection cut like that, we're going to bring that up. So you can see there now you've got your 6 little images and those pieces of holly. So all we're going to do on here is press OK. Then we're going to group these together. So we're going to go to edit because we're changing it. So edit, we're going to multiple select, so 3 red squares. So one little red square means that one shape is just selected. We want to select all of it. So we multiple select, we tell it we want everything that's on that mat, so it lights them all up. We press OK, we go back to editing the object and we group it together. And now I can move that as one piece. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is let the machine see or let you see the artwork on your screen. Because you imagine that on your desk now you've got your computer and that cutting file is on your computer screen, and then you've got your coloured artwork which is on your mat. That's really difficult to line up. But having a scanner inside your cutting machine is an absolute game changer. So let me show you one of the reasons why. So we're just going to press OK now until we get to this little button here. Oh, we go back there. That's your scanner. So we're going to scan and we're going to press start, okay? And what this is going to do now is scan this in. It's going to bring a full colour image up on your screen, and then you can just line up the rectangles. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else but line up those rectangles. Super, super easy, okay? So let's see what we've got. I'm making sure that it's pressed down firmly at the top, because this edge here, right at the top, before you get to that black band on the mat, is where it reads the depth of the material. So we're going to zoom in. I'm just going to make that background a little bit, bear with, just make it a little bit darker for you, and then you can see what it looks like when it scans in. So there is all your artwork on there, okay? So you can make it darker. You can also take it back and make it lighter so you can see your cutting files. Right, so we're going to zoom in now, and we're going to zoom in to 400%. So all we're looking at is the corner. And then I'm going to grab that cutting file and I'm going to lay it over the top of that rectangle. I'm going to go up once. No, I'm not going to stay down there. I'm going to come in one over to the right. So each one of these moves it by 0.5 millimetre on an STX, by 1 millimetre on a CM machine. So I'm going to press OK. Now, I only want to cut one of these, I don't want more than one, I just want one. So when I come back to cut the other 5 out at some point, I need that rectangle to still be intact. So the first thing we're going to do is go to back to editing the object, click ungroup, but you'll see that everything on the screen is still selected. You have to tap the screen to release those shapes. Okay. Now when I click on the rectangle, I'm going to put that in the bin, because I actually don't need that anymore. And now what I'm going to do is change the cutting area. So if I go into the little spanner, you've got cut area here. All right, that's the size of space that you've got on your mat. If I go all the way over there like that and just keep that one isolated, when I press OK now and keep going until we get to please select, it will then tell me once I press cut that there is a pattern outside of the effective area, because it knows it's there but it can't see it to cut it. So it tells me that, but it also says OK to continue. So when we press OK, now what it's going to do is just cut out that one little element there as well, which is easy, isn't it? Right? Super, super, super easy to do. It couldn't be easier than that. And now the machine is doing all that boring bit. Now, while it's cutting that, I want to talk to you about the machine. We've got a deal for you on the SDX 1200. So first of all, let me tell you what comes in the box with it. It should be £599, but we've knocked £100 off for you. So it comes down to £499. And all of this is before your discount, your club discount, and then you get your points back as well. And of course, there won't be any postage. Inside the box, you're going to get a low tack mat and a standard mat. You've just seen me go through those on the counter. They're $24.75 each. So you're going to get those included. You're also going to get your regular auto blade, which is this one. And you're also going to get your fabric auto blade as well. Now this blade, the fabric blade on this is absolutely phenomenal. I've cut out from an SVG file the chandelier from Tattered Lace out of fabric, and you couldn't even see where it had cut. It's immaculate. You're also going to get your little brother pen holder, 6 drawing pens or writing pens, and 2 erasable pens, one that's water soluble and one that's air erasable for your fabrics. On top of that, you're going to get your stylus and your spatula, because you need it for your screen. You're also then going to get a roll of high contact adhesive sheet, and that's if you want to cut fabric that isn't stabilised. I have to say though, I just make my mat sticky with stencil glue and it works a treat. So if you want all of that, plus inside the machine's memory, you're going to get 1,303 shapes, images, icons, phrases, all of it. It's massive, the amount that you get inside, all resizable. So there's a circle on there that you can resize 295 different sizes. That'll keep you busy for a bit, won't it? I know, right? And it's super, super easy to use. We do have 13 hours worth of free education on our YouTube channel to get you started with this as well. On top of that, you're going to get 17 full fonts. So think about how much you pay for an alphabet as dies. Even if you paid, I don't know, £30 for an uppercase, lowercase, numbers and punctuation, you've got 17 of them. That's £510. You've just bought yourself a ScanNCut. And then on top of that, you also get 100 quilt blocks. Now, just because we can, we've dropped the price to £499, but we're also going to include all 24 issues of the Tattered Lace digital subscription. So all of those thousands and thousands of files, all the card bases, all the mats and layers, all those charisma, all of the sentiments, if the sentiments on it, you got everything. I wanted you to have a magazine that when you flicked through it, didn't matter which page you landed on, you could make that project from start to finish, including the card blank. And that's exactly what we did. Now that has a value of £720, but we're giving you that because we can. So for £499, you're going to get all of that. Then you'll get your discount off it. Then in a couple of weeks' time, when we know you're not going to return it, you'll get your points put back onto your account as well. Right, let's have a look at this now and see where we're up to with this. Oh, have we got some more? Yeah. We've got some more pens. Right, we've got some more. Quick. Shop pen. Shop pen, $29.99 is going to get you all 48 of these that will fit into your universal pen holder and that you can use for colouring in, for drawing, for doing all those fabulous, fabulous things that we do. Shop pen, $29.99. We got them back in stock. Thank goodness for that. Right, okay, so now you can see quite easily that you have, so we still have our sheet intact, still has the name on, still has the collection, still has that rectangle. That's really important that you've still got that rectangle. But look at this little chap here. Look at him. How lovely is he? Isn't he the cutest little face, hasn't he? Isn't that amazing? I love him. Do you know what? His eyes are so gentle, aren't they? That's the thing. He's a very gentle character. Right, so we've got that bit. Now then, the other thing that we give you as a ScanNCut user is the decoupage layers. So instead of having to cut out 3 or 4 of these and then snip into them, you don't have to do that because we give you the decoupage layers as part of your download, which is brilliant. Right, so we're going to get this nice and flat on here. So you can see why you need the scraper, can't you? Right, let's do the decoupage of Fred then now. And I know if you've had your ScanNCut for ages, you know this, but we get new people all the time. In fact, we had a lovely lady came to Stephanie's painting club yesterday, our Linda. She actually won the ScanNCut from the Doncaster giveaway. She was so excited. So there are people all the time that are buying them. We've just sold loads and loads of the tattered lace machines. So I want to go right back to basics, okay? And then we'll get a little bit more advanced as we go through the shows. Right, Hollyhocks Fred decoupage. So same thing, retrieve data from the USB, Hollyhocks. We're going to go back into Fred. We're going to go back into the reflections cuts. We're going to go back into the original, but this time we're going to choose the decoupage layer. Okay, so we're going to click on that one. And then you've got all of these pieces. So edit, because we're changing it. Multiple select everything that's on that mat. Press OK, go back to editing the object and group it together. And then we're going to scan this one in. And then we'll build this up because I think this for Christmas is going to be absolutely lovely, isn't it? And the fact that you can foil on top of the reflections is a game changer. In fact, we'll try and do that at 12 o'clock. I know we've done it quite a bit, but you know, we've got to cater for those new people because we're all new once, weren't we? Right, so we're going to scan this in. So we're going to scan and start. And listen to how quiet this machine is. This is the thing, when we went to Doncaster, there were quite a lot of people upgraded from a CM to an SDX. And one of the reasons was the auto blade, to be fair. That was the main reason. But the other reason was because it's quiet. It's whisper quiet. And you can craft in the middle of the night and nobody will ever know. Right, so we're going to edit and we're going to zoom in. We're going to zoom in to 400%. And we are then going to drop this into place like so. Just going to nudge that up one and I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to ungroup this. So edit, ungroup, tap the screen. We're going to get rid of that rectangle again because I don't need to cut them all. And I can still, 9.5 years on, do you know what? I will still sit and watch it cut because it absolutely fascinates me. Right, let's go all over those because we only need the decoupage for one of them. Nothing will happen until you press OK and then OK again. And now you can see that it's highlighted all those little elements for you. Then we just do please select and cut, press OK and press start. Right, while that's doing that, I just want to talk to you about a couple of the extra additional kits that you can add in because these are brilliant. Now, I'm going to say, oh, Mandy Robson's asking what are the Charisma files. Charisma is the version of, so when we first brought out the artwork, it was called Charisma for Tattered Lace. When we did Two Red Robins, we changed it to Reflections, so it's the artwork basically that comes with it. That's a really good question. Is there an Angel policy that allows crafting for sale with tattered lace SVG files? Absolutely, fill your boots. Stephanie would say to you, go ahead, cut those out as they are, put them in a bag, sell those. You can make and sell as much as you like, as long as it's not like industrial and you're churning out tens of thousands a day. But apart from that, absolutely go ahead. Without a shadow of a doubt, please, please, please do that. Trish says, thanks so much, Mel. I was struggling with this very thing last night with the Sweet Treats USB. I struggled lining up as it was only showing one character, so I must have been in the wrong place. I'll have another go later. Brilliant, Tricia. Love that. Love that. Right. Okay, Pauline, I'll have a look at yours when we come off air because it's a bit of a long-winded answer, I think. Right, now then, embossing starter kit. So if you want to emboss on vellum and craft metal, this is absolutely for you. This is brilliant. So I went to a brother ages ago and said, could we do something where people can emboss on parchment? And they were like, oh, I don't know how we're going to do that. So I literally took a piece of parchment, an embossing mat, a tool, and went, this is what we need. And they were like, okay, let us work on it. It takes them about 18 months. And they came up with this, and it's absolutely fabulous. So you get your holder, because each holder for each different accessory kit has a different barcode on the back of it. So when you put that in, it knows that it's got the embossing tool in it. You then get two different ball tools, one at 1.5 mil and one at 3 mil, and they just drop into there, and then the lid screws back on. You also get two pieces of craft metal, and you get this white sheet. Now that's not a piece of card. I know it looks like it, but it's not. It's a very, very thin mat that goes onto one of your low tack mats. You can take it off and remove it, so you don't need to keep it in place, unless of course you want to. And what it enables you to do is like memory foam. It's like the thinnest memory foam. When you press down on it, it squishes and then it comes back. And the reason that you need that is putting a ball tool onto something like a ScanNCut. You have to have something for it to push into to stretch those fibres in that parchment. And that's exactly what that mat does. You then also get two pieces of card. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you, it's not great on card. There isn't enough depth to be able to get that really nice emboss. But on your parchment and your craft metal, it's phenomenal. So you're going to get all of that. Now, you're also going to get an activation card. All this does is give you access to 30 designs that Brother have designed for you for this kit, although you can use them with all the other kits as well, unless they're single line, where you can draw them and foil them, but you couldn't cut them. That gives you access to those. If you've already got a CM machine and you already own the embossing starter kit, you do not need to register it anywhere. All you need to do is switch on the premium functions on your machine inside those settings. That's all you need to do, and that will then open up and it knows that you own it, and then you can use it. Please don't think you can only emboss with the 30 shapes. You can emboss with all of them. In fact, we'll do some of the tattered lace ones later on for you as well. So if you want that, it's $69.99. However, we've also included 6 sheets of this parchment. Now then, I chose this one specifically. It's 280 GSM, so it's thick. And the reason for that is I wanted you to be able to emboss onto this on top of that mat without the fear of that ball tool going through that thin vellum. Okay? Because if it goes through, then your mat gets torn and then you have to buy a new thin mat, you know, your memory foam mat, which you don't want to do. The other reason I chose this is because you can put water-based mediums like your pens on the back of it, and it won't do that, won't buckle it. So if you want that, you're also getting that worth $12.99 included in your deal. Now then, we've talked a little bit about foiling on top of the reflections. You can also do that with this. So this is your foiling starter kit. Again, if you've already got it from your CM machine, you don't need to rebuy it. You literally just switch the function on in the settings. But in here, you're going to get your little holder that puts your glue pen in there. You get 2 little burnishes. You get your glue pen that has the numbers from 1 to 4 on it. You also have 2 sheets of foil. You get this, which is any little residue. So if you're working quite tiny and you take the foil off, you might get a little space where there's too much foil. You just press that on and it lifts it off. It's brilliant. And then you also get your burnishing mat. So that goes over the top of your design and it burnishes the foil down for you. One thing I will say is don't use a brand new mat or a retacked mat, a recently retacked mat, when you're doing your foiling, because it burnishes. So it presses that paper onto that card. So use one that's a slightly less tack with it. And then you've also got your activation code in there for 30 other designs. So if you want that one, my lovelies, it is shop foil $43.99. Remember, all the prices that you're seeing on your screen are before your discount. Alison says she's tick notify me when back in stock. Yes, see? It's good that, isn't it? I do that quite a lot. There's a really nice clothing brand that I like called Roman, and they do it. If your size is out of stock, you just put your email address in, and they message you. It's really good. So you're not checking all the time. Right, let's have a look at these decoupage layers then. So if we unload this and we take this off, we then have, look at this. Oh, do you know what? It's a joy, isn't it? And remember, this is the original size. You've got a smaller version than this and a larger version. So first of all, you've got him. Now then, look how well it's cut inside there. It's lined up perfectly around that little light bulb. Every element of it is cut to perfection, and I love that. And then I get asked quite a lot this next question, what paper do I print onto? So I use our regular pure print. Please don't put the premium pure print anywhere near your mats, because it likes it and it doesn't want to give it you back. If that ever happens, and it will do at some point, because some card it loves, some card it's not sure. The better the quality, the more it likes it, basically. But if you ever get that, please don't get your scraper and start going in like this, because you'll just waste your time, basically. Go to the sink, run it under the tap, let the water penetrate through that card, and then you can scrape it off. So that makes it much, much easier to do. Right, so I've got my pin flare glue gel at the ready, and I'm going to pop some of this on here. So you saw me, I just went in and did a little bit of shaping. No special tools required, just a little bit of shaping. So now I'm looking here to line up that light, and I'm also looking at the top, at the bobble on his hat. How lovely is that? But we have another layer yet. So we have this layer as well to go on top. So it can be as much or as little as you want it to be. Look at his little face, it's just beautiful, isn't it? The eyes, window to the soul, they call them, don't they? And then this is going to go over the top of there. So I'm now looking at the holly at the top. There we go. And I'm also looking at the scarf down at the bottom. Right, we've got our little holly. Look at this, we've even got this. This is brilliant. This is our graphics team. They're like, well, if we're going to create it, let's create it. That can go over the top of there, like that. So just a tiny bit of glue on that one. And that's going to pop on to there for you, like so. Then you've got your little berries under here as well, so they're going to go on top of that. Tiny bit of glue on there, and you'll find the pin flare glue on liveshopping.vip. It might also be on Highlight Crafts, just have a check. And then look at this, down to the detail of his little paw. Look how lovely that is, his little paw that's just going to come out at the top like that and just sit on there like that. How lovely is that? Now we also give you the reverse reflections, so obviously the artwork is going to be back to front on that one. So if you're going to do that, let me just take this back to the full cut area like that. We're going to press OK. We're going to select everything again, so edit, multiple select everything on the mat, press OK, go to object, edit and group, and obviously yours will have the rectangle around it. And to do the reverse reflection, you just flip the shape. So literally that mirror button there, you just flip that and that will reverse that artwork. So you could then have him back to back in the middle of a card spinning, or inside a little dome, or inside a shaker. He'd look lovely inside a shaker, wouldn't he? Right, I will be back with you at 12 o'clock where we'll have a look at the tattered lace.
Lorraine Bradbury.
Lorraine Bradbury.
150 points.
Oh, 150 points, Lorraine. Brilliant. Keep an eye out for a message from us and we will get that sorted. I will see you at 12 where we're going to have a look at the tattered lace, because that is absolutely stunning, and I'll show you different things that you can do with that. But coming up next is our Stephanie with Revitalise Your Collection. I'll see